Welcome to the Redondo Beach local election candidate discussion for city attorney. My name is Mark Hansen. I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce Board and a member of the Government Relations Committee of the board. I will be your moderator for this discussion. Congratulations on your decision to run for public office. Our candidate for this interview will be Steve Colin. Today's format will be as follows. You will begin with a 2-minute opening statement. You will then have 10 minutes to answer the 5 pre-selected questions that were emailed to you and to each candidate at least one day prior to today's Zoom call. The timekeeper will alert you when there are 15 seconds left to speak, and she will alert you when your time is up. You do not need to stop abruptly. You may finish your last sentence or two. You may now provide your 2-minute opening statement.
Okay, well, thank you, and thank you for hosting this event. My name is Steve Colin, and I have been a lifelong resident of Redondo Beach. My family has lived in Redondo Beach for 115 years. When my grandfather first arrived and moved into District 3 back in 1910. We've been here continuously. Um, a number of people may know me. They may recognize me from having been a 2-term elected city councilman. I represented District 3 in the middle of in the city. Prior to that, I served on the Public Improvement Commission, and after my 2 terms on the council, I was appointed by Mayor Brand to serve on the Historical Commission. Many people will recognize my name because for the last 7 years of Bill Brand's life, I represented him when he was sued by CenterCal and Redondo Beach Waterfront because of the voters' choice in passing a Measure C on the 2017 ballot. It's a case that went to trial in downtown LA. It went to the Court of Appeal twice, and then we argued the case before the California Supreme Court on December 2nd of 2022. I supported Bill's decision to have Measure C passed, and I was proud to be his counsel. There are 3 cases, published legal opinions now in California that bear Bill Brand's name and also my name. And I think people will look at the work that we did on behalf of the city and on behalf of defending Bill and the other defendants.
Thank you, Steve. Can you please share your top 2 to 3 priorities for the city of Redondo Beach if you are elected to be city attorney, and what are your plans to accomplish those?
Okay, well, one of the important things to me is, I've been licensed to practice, and I have been practicing law for over 40 years. 8 of those years, I was a member of the city council. And, it's my goal to negotiate and to litigate on behalf of the city to, number one, acquire the AES power plant site for a future waterfront park. And another one of my goals is to fight the Metro C line extension into Torrance. I'd like to have that diverted down to Hawthorne Boulevard so that we protect the neighborhoods in districts 3, 4, and 5. Right now, it seems to be at a lull, but I really think that with some negotiation by a lawyer in Redondo Beach, we'll be able to protect those neighborhoods. The other thing that's important to me, a goal is to reduce the amount of unnecessary spending of taxpayer dollars in the city attorney's office. Now, the city attorney's office has a $5 million budget every year, and we spend approximately $3.2 million in outside legal fees. My goal is to make sure that the attorneys in the office do the work so that we don't have to send it out, and so that we reduce the amount of money we're spending on these outside law firms, by a lot. So those are the 3 important goals for me, and also transparency. I think we really need to have more transparency in that office, be more accessible to the public and public scrutiny, and to be an advocate on behalf of the city, not individual members of the council, but on behalf of the city.
Oh, thank you very much, Steve. As an elected city attorney, Do you believe that you work for the city council, or the residents, and why? What accountability does the city attorney's office have to the residents of Redondo Beach?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because it's important for people to understand the role of the city attorney. Now, I have here with me, this is the city charter. This is a handbook of what it is that the city attorney must do. And this charter was adopted back in 1949 by the voters on January 4th. And section 11.2 spells out the duties and the responsibilities of the city attorney. And let me just say that the charter requires that the city attorney shall have the power and shall be required to represent and advise the city council and all city officers in all matters pertaining to the respective offices and duties. Now, that doesn't mean representing them in their individual endeavors. It means representing them in their official capacity as elected members of the city. The charter also requires that the city attorney represent and appear for the city and city officers and employees in all actions or proceedings. And the city attorney is also required to prosecute cases on behalf of the people and any and all criminal cases arising from violations of the charter or state misdemeanor laws. So that's the duty, or those are the duties of the city attorney, required by the charter, and that's what we're going to do. No outside activities. You strictly have to comply with what the charter law is, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
Oh, thank you very much. Our third question is kind of related to this one. As you know, few cities have an elected city attorney. What do you believe are the advantages and or disadvantages for Redondo Beach in having an elected city attorney?
Well, there's a reason why we have an elected city attorney, and that's specifically the provisions of 11.2 in the charter. We have special status under the California Constitution because we have a charter, and that gives us more authority to manage our municipal affairs. And when the voters adopted the charter, the provisions for the city attorney being elected were a part of what the voters agreed upon. It's been amended over the years, but for the most part, the people in Redondo have always wanted an elected city attorney. I think that's important in terms of the advantages. Number one, you know exactly what it is that your duties and responsibilities are under the charter. You know, the advantage too is that you're subject to the vote of the people every 4 years. If they don't think you're doing a good job, they can vote you out. And like other elected city representatives, if they don't want to wait 4 years, they can bring a recall action against you and get you out that much sooner. Now, the disadvantages of being an elected city attorney, and that is influenced by outside people. Okay, there are always people who want to gain some kind of an advantage. I don't want to say grease your palm, but it does happen. Campaign contributions is one way of happening. People want access to you. People want your ear for whatever purposes. And I've made it a point of not taking any campaign contributions from city tenants or people who want to buy that influence. City unions, contractors, and even other elected officials. So that's the disadvantage. But I think if you don't accept the money, you're going to be good. You're not going to feel like you owe anything to anybody when they come to see you about a city matter.
Thank you very much, Steve. Our fourth question is a big one. What are the most critical lawsuits in which the city is currently involved and why?
Okay. All I need to say to the people in Redondo Beach is this: Leo Pustilnikov. He is the biggest thorn in the side of the city of Redondo Beach right now. He's a member of multiple LLCs. He's got multiple lawsuits, filed against the city of Redondo Beach. He's got 9300 Wilshire LLC. He's got New Commune DTLA. All of these lawsuits where he's a part of them, and they're directed at the city, where he's trying to invoke the builder's remedy. He's arguing that we don't have a certified housing element that would allow him to build, a lot of units in areas of the local coastal zone. And so right now, multiple lawsuits by this guy. He's engaged in foreclosure proceedings with AES. He's in bankruptcy. He's doing things right now to hold on to that property. And so when you asked me to describe each of the lawsuits, they're numerous. And this is the guy who's behind it. He also has a law firm that represents BCHT. They've got arguments and discussions with the city on the FAR for their properties. So it's kind of like, we've got two people or two firms or one firm actually attacking us to increase zoning. So, I'm just saying this is a guy that, I've listened to in websites with the Beverly Hills Bar Association, where he talks about what it is that he's trying to accomplish. And, he's just trying to, maximize the amount of building and to build on the AES site and, take away what people want. And that's a waterfront park down there. And I'm willing to fight him. I've dealt with people like that, for 40 years. So I'm not afraid. We're gonna fight him.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Our fifth and final question: is there anything that we haven't mentioned that you would like to discuss?
Well, let's see. I've been on the council. I was on the council for 8 years. I was a mayor pro tem. I've served as a judge pro tem for the local courts. I've been a city commissioner. I've been engaged in a wide range of municipal, initiatives and measures on the ballot. I worked on BB, which saved a portion of the aviation high school facility that we now use as a track and the Performing Arts Center. I worked on No on FF, which preserved houses along Flagler Lane from Artesia Boulevard all the way down to Diamond Street. I worked to have historical houses saved and put at the park at Dominguez Park, where we now have the Heritage Court facility. We need to fight Sacramento. They have attempts to destroy our neighborhoods, our single family neighborhoods with SB 9. So I'm going to work hard on that. I know some of the people in Sacramento who I think are going to be instrumental. I'm a candidate, and I say it in my flyers, no special favors for special friends. And I mean that. And some people don't like it, but I think the voters want somebody in there who they can trust. And one of the things that we haven't talked about, doesn't get much discussion, but Bill Brand talked a little bit about it before he passed away. And that was considering a ban on post-election campaign contributions. When a person wins, they win. You see the money flow in after the election and a victor has been declared. Okay, we know what that money is for. And I think we need to, really think about whether that should be allowed, because that really is undue influence. And I am opposed to that kind of campaign contribution activity.
Oh, thank you very much, Steve. We've come to the end of the city attorney discussion. I'd like to take a moment to thank you for taking the time to participate in this informative event. This event was hosted by the Redondo Beach Chamber of Commerce. We wish you all the best with your campaign. Thank you for agreeing to participate in today's discussion and for agreeing to be recorded and making this video available to the public. And to the public, thank you all for watching.
Okay, Mark, can I say one other thing?
Sure.
I do have a website that people can go to. It's on the ballot, so you can read my statement, and it's in the ballot, but it is Steve Colin for cityattorney.com.
Great.
And
Thanks,
thank you for
Steve.
hosting. All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.